Good evening, all of you. It's almost 1 o'clock in Singapore. Today we'll validate the performance improvement or performance gain uh, at Informatica level by using sorted input at aggregator level. To do that, we'll create dummy data at source level. So let's say sorted input test table will be our source, and we'll insert that data into sorted input test target. So this will be our target table. So to start with, we'll create 10,000 dummy records, and we'll insert these 10,000 dummy records into target using the mapping, and in between the mapping we'll use the aggregator. We'll create two mappings. In one mapping we'll use aggregator as a sorted input, and in another mapping we'll use aggregator as the normal one, and in both the mappings we'll find out the time difference. So to begin with, we'll just first create the source table. Okay, so the source table is created. We'll create the target table also. So both source and targets are created. We'll import this table, and after that we'll create the mapping. So first import source and targets. Mapping source from database HR, password is HR, connect. So we'll just replace this as this source is already exists. Similarly, we'll import the target. Even the target is already exists, so we'll replace it. Now we'll create a new mapping. Let's say m underscore TED society test. So this mapping will create with sorter input as a aggregator. Input test will be the source, target will be the sorted input target. We require aggregator, will use it as sorted input. Make sure that since you are using the aggregator as sorted input, your all records has to be in sorted in particular order. So for that we will add sorter also. So all four columns will pass to the target. Now we'll sort these columns or records based on the ID. So we have done with our first mapping. With similar way we'll create the second mapping. Create MSRT test without or normal aggregator, which is without the sorted input. So similarly we'll take source, target, and over here we'll require only aggregator. So since the records are not in sorted order, or we are not using the sorter, we should not click on sorted input. So two mappings are done, one with sorted input as an aggregator and another is a normal aggregator. Now we'll create two separate workflows for respective mapping. Workflow create WSRT test task create session SRT test M_SRT test. So this workflow is for aggregator with sorted input. Save it and we'll create another workflow which is for aggregator with normal SRT test normal aggregator. Create task S_SRT test rm aggregator. Create the respective mapping, choose the respective mapping and link both tasks. We'll run both workflows. We'll check which one will complete first. We'll do some modification over here. Aggregate Since we did the changes at mapping level, we'll refresh the corresponding workflows. Okay, let's start it again. Now note the timings. So this got completed. So 33, 37, almost about 4 seconds. It took 4 seconds. For 10,000 records, sorted. For 10,000 records, sorted input took 4 seconds, while normal aggregator took 32 to almost about 120, so 80, 50, around 60 seconds. So what we'll do is we'll increase record count from 10,000, we'll increase that to 10 lakhs, and let's see what happens. So we'll draw both the tables. Okay. So it was 1 lakh, not 10,000. Now there are 10 lakhs of records. So for 10 lakhs records, we'll see how the performance gain is. Means how much time the sorted input mapping will take and how much time the normal aggregator will take. So for 10,000 records, the time difference was quite obvious. So if we use sorted input, it's definitely taking very much less time. So if we increase record count to 10 lakhs, we have to see the performance gain by using sorted input as an aggregator. As record count is quite high, this will take some time to create the table. It will take almost about 2 minutes. Let's see. verify the throughput both the cases. So with normal aggregator, the throughput at source level was 910 and at target level it was 323, and with sorted input the throughput at both the levels is quite high. So there is a drastic difference in throughput itself, and that ultimately leads to total execution time gain. Check which particular session, which particular thread took long time. So if you see here, this is a transformation thread and it was 100% busy for 47 seconds. So this is the bottleneck. So there is a bottleneck at transformation level, which is aggregator transformation. Okay, so table got created. So now there are 10 lakhs of records. We'll again run the same mappings, same sessions. Now we'll see the throughput. So with normal aggregator, throughput is around 1367. With sorted input, throughput is 9 times high. Here throughput is getting decreased, 724, on over here throughput is getting increased. So around 50% rows has been processed, and over here only 20% of rows. That to throughput is getting decreased. Around 80% of rows has been processed. Source thread is completed. We'll abort those workflow and we'll rerun those. We forgot to create the target table again. Okay, we'll rerun these workflows. Let's see the throughput again. Hasn't started processing the rows at all, whereas over here the throughput is very high, around 18,000. So around 42% of rows has been processed. Throughput is quite high with sorted input. throughput is very low for normal aggregator transformation. Around 90% of rows has been processed. So in 6 seconds it has read all 10 lakhs of records. It started processing the rows at target level, whereas over here throughput is very less and only 50% rows has been processed. Source rows has been processed. One lakh 25,000, 1,40,000. Around 18% of rows, and over here it hasn't started inserting any row at all at target level. Let's say how much time will it take to process all 10 lakhs of rows. Definitely at session log we could see that there is a performance bottleneck at transformation level. So this session log was of normal aggregator. Only 76,000 records got processed. There are 10 lakhs of records and it has read only not even 1% of records. Whereas at sorted input it has read all 10 lakhs of records and also processed around 50% of records at target level. So only 1% of rows got processed as of now. There are almost more than 4 minutes. Only 1% of records got processed. Whereas at sorted input map around 70% of rows got processed. That to 70% of records got inserted at target level. Let's see how much more time will it take. 80%. %. 97%. Done. So it has taken around almost about 6 minutes to process 10 lakhs of records with sorted input. Whereas it hasn't completed even 1% of records. So this proves that there is definitely a significant performance gain when you use aggregator as sorted input. Thanks for watching this video.